Hey guys, it's Dawn here, and today I want to show you the DJI Flip. My gosh, I almost did it again. You guys, I just did a whole unboxing video about it and everything, and then it turned out that, yeah, I had audio issues, and so have to do this all over again. But you know what? It'll be good because this time I can do it a lot faster, I think, I hope. All right, so we have the DJI Flip, and out of the box like this, you lift out this thing. Comes with a shoulder case. Inside here was the flip and the controller and the battery charger and 2 extra batteries included. And of course it depends on what package you get, right? I don't know. But then you've got some cables. You got a USB-C to USB-C cable in here. You've got the manual, and then they give you extra propellers. Now, the thing to know about the propellers is that they are specific. So you have A, you have B, and on there it shows you that the propellers, they are matched diagonally. And so those 2 propellers and these 2 propellers, okay? So pay attention to the little diagram on there because it matters. So all of that goes in here. This controller is really cool. I believe this controller will also work for the Neo. So if you have both of them, then yeah, you are set. But this is the controller, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. So I have so much stuff on my desk right now. This battery case versus the Neo. I'm going to do a lot of versus, the Flip versus the Neo thing. So Neo I'll always have on this hand, and Flip. So big size difference. In fact, that's pretty much, for this, squeeze in this and pull it out this way. Don't try to pull it up. So it goes, the Flip seems to like to do it where you go in and then you click in like that, and same goes, you go out and then pull out. So versus the Neo that you just pull it straight out. So the battery size, big difference in the battery size. And the Flip is rated at 28 minutes of flight time, but of course you can always cut that down by quite a bit. And the Neo is rated at 18 minutes, and you can realistically expect like 13, 15, 10 minutes. It all depends on wind and conditions and what you're asking it to do and stuff. But it is a size difference, and it always will be. The Neo is unparalleled for size. Speaking of size, this is the Flip completely opened up and ready to go, and it's true size. And this is the Neo. So you can see it's a huge size difference this way. Okay, so I'll try to give you different angles so you can see. All right, so when the Flip is opened up like this, it is 233 by 280 by 79 millimeters. And the Neo is 130 by 157 by 48.5 millimeters. Now, when you flip it, when you flip the Flip, then of course it is a lot smaller. And when it is flipped, it is 136 by 165 by 62 millimeters. But it's just slightly bigger. And most of the size difference is basically if I match up the bottom propeller to bottom like that, then you can see that it's pretty much the whole body of the Flip is bigger. Now, that's if I do it this way. If I do it this way, then it's more similar, but it is still a little bit, the flip is still a little bit taller. And we'll be able to see this difference more when I try to put it into my little hip bag. So this little hip bag, without it extended, then it has plenty of room for the Neo to go right in there. Okay, so what's nice is that the flip can also fit in here, but now you see that it is it's using up a lot more space, but I don't need to expand it like this. Now, if I want the controller in there as well, then I do need to expand the bag. So if I want the controller in there, then I need to expand this bag. And now I'm going to put the controller in first. I'm going to put the controller in first, and I'm going to put the screen facing the bottom so it's up against the bag itself. And then I'll put this guy in, and then it fits. So that is actually a pretty perfect fit. And then I still have room in this bag for the other 2 batteries. So in total, the flip comes with 3 batteries. It comes with the battery already on it, and then the 2 other batteries on the charging thing. Now, one of the things that I noticed when I'm putting the drones into this hip bag is that what I haven't shown you yet, let's see. Right now I have the gimbal cover on both of them. If I take the gimbal cover off of the Neo, then, oh, there's his camera. He is a single axis camera on here, and it is a 12 megapixel camera on him, and it's like a 1/2 inch. But this guy, check out his camera. Take the gimbal. The gimbal cover on the Neo is like nice, sturdy plastic that I can't really squish. And this one comes out like this. And it is quite, maybe just because it's bigger, but it is more squishable. But it's fine, it's fine. I'm focusing on details that don't even matter. All right, so this is a 3-axis camera, 48 megapixels. So much better. This one, they can both do 4K, but this one can do 4K. I'm uncomfortable, sorry. This one can do 4K 60p versus the Neo at 4K 30p. Yeah, 30p. And this one has 100 FPS slow motion as well. But the thing is, with the Neo, I can feel very comfortable. His camera is very protected. I can feel very comfortable throwing him around and stuff like that and using him, putting him in bags and stuff, just like this, without having to worry about the gimbal cover. This one, not so much. He is complete. Look at how wiggly he is. He is very wiggly and he's very exposed. And I feel like, I definitely feel like this is a must to keep on him if I'm putting him in and out, pulling him in and out of bags and stuff like that. This needs to be protected. This is very exposed. Look how exposed that camera is. Not very protected at all. Okay, so let's see. It kind of sucks because the Neo came out in September of 2024, and then just 4 months later, he comes out January 2025, right? And so a lot of people are like, what? You know, it's like, I just bought this. Well, this one's about $200 and this one's $439. But it comes with the controller as well. And then I believe the controller will work with this. So there's like, But the reason to get this one is if you want he's basically much better at everything. His camera is much better, and he's stronger, and he's faster, and more battery life, and more wind resistance, and all of that stuff. And he sounds better and stuff like that. So that's the reason to get him. So another difference is, let's see. This one, you have the buttons right up front, and then you have these lights indicating what mode for the selfie modes, all the quick shots. And then you have your power button over here. And on the flip, you have your power button over here and the power indicator light over here. And then on the other side, you have the mode button, and then you have a micro SD slot and a micro USB-C port. And then this is the screen that will tell you all the other stuff, and then you push your mode button over here. All right, so to unflip him or flip him, just open him up like this. And if you had a fully charged battery in here, then he will automatically start up once you unflip him. That is a kind of, I don't know if you really want to do that. It might be nice to have it be an option if it auto starts or not. But the nice thing is when you close him up again, then he will auto turn off. And that makes a lot of sense to me, because if I'm going to close him up, then I do want him, I do want him to shut down as well. The pinch hold is pretty much, is it just 2 fingers or like that? The pinch hold is very much recommended on this one. He feels, you can do the palm hold as well. This one, the Neo palm hold, and the pinch hold is a little bit, you can only pinch a little tiny bit versus this one where you can pinch a lot. Now, this one, you can stick your fingers right through the propeller guards like that. You know, it's like just messing around with him, I keep doing this where I go to pinch and look at all my fingers going through going through there. Versus this one, it's much harder to get my fingers to actually go through that. I have to actually think about, well, when I just grab him like this, my fingers aren't really going into the propeller area. And, you know, this one, my fingers, I don't know, it's like my fingers kind of just want to grab him right there, you know. It's like, no, Bad Dawn, don't do that. All right, so let's see what else. We talked about size, we talked about, this guy, Neo, only has 22 gigabytes of storage space. It's internal storage, and that's it. This guy has a 2 gigabyte internal storage and the slot there for your micro SD card. So you can expand it as much as you want and carry extra cards around, which is nice. The wind resistance on this one is 10.7 meters per second versus 8 meters per second on this one. We've been having nothing but heavy winds for the last month or so, it feels like, and I've been using him, and he's been doing great in the amount of, he's just a little baby drone. Neither one of these can be ranked compared to all the real drones out there in the drone world. Neither one of these is like great for wind resistance and all that, but these are also considered your 2 selfie drones, you know. So I think they're, in terms of capability and sound and strength and power and all that stuff, these are lower on the end. But where they shine is that it's a selfie drone, you know. It's like, and it's an entry level and or for great for beginners, great for people like me that don't really want to get into drones, but you know, we'd love to get a selfie. So or a new pet. Let's see. What else have we got here? The ascent and descent speed on this one is 5 meters per second versus 2 meters per second. This one can maintain up to 26 miles per hour. This one can go about 17 miles an hour, maintaining it. There are a lot of people that have been able to get more speed out of this, doing, you know, all sorts of different things, from modifying his actual body, lowering the weight, or by using the FPV goggles and stuff like that. And you can actually, they've been able to squeeze out a ton of speed out of this thing. So, which leads me to FPV goggles. Both of these can be controlled by the buttons, the mode buttons, right? Both of these are meant to be selfie drones, so you can just control them by selfie mode like this, palm takeoffs, and it does a quick shot and stuff like that. Both of them can be controlled by your phone app. It's DJI iFly, I believe. And then both of these can be controlled by the remote controller. Only the Neo can also be controlled by the FPV goggles. What's up with that? How can you make this flip be superior in almost every way, but not be controlled by the FPV goggles, and this one can be? And when you control this by FPV goggles, you can squeeze a lot of speed and do some cool things with it, plus experimenting with the goggles. This one, you're not able to do that. And I don't know, maybe they'll make that happen in the future or something. But yeah, that seems like that. I don't know. That seems awful that this one can't do that. Now, the great thing about this one and having the controller is that with both of them, you can actually tap into a whole bunch of other settings and functionality, but you can only do that if you have the controller. The controller can access those additional settings and functionalities. So this one comes with the controller, so you can tap into the full functionality of this, versus this one, if you wanted to tap into that, you need a controller. so there is that thing as well. Low light. This one can actually fly in low light down to 15 lux. This one is recommended to not fly in low light. They will flat out tell you, do not fly this in low light. This one goes a little nutso in low light. And you know that video where he did a flyaway and he tried to attack me and then fly away and try to leave the scene of the murder, attempted assassination? Yeah, a possibility could have been because I was standing in the doorway of my garage with all of that backlight, and I don't know, between the backlight and low light and him being a little bit, maybe he crashed one too many times like that. He got a little confused, and so yeah, but he does not do well in low light, and this one actually can do decent in low light, down to 15 lux. This one, the battery is 3,110 mAh, and this one's batteries is 1,435 mAh. 3-axis gimbal, 1-axis gimbal, 3-axis gimbal, 1-axis gimbal, 48 megapixel camera, 12 megapixel camera. So obviously the picture quality, the video quality is going to be so much better on this. Let's see. They're both about the same loudness, but this one has the most annoying high-pitched. It's not that bad, but I think in the drone world, it's considered bad. It's like, on the ranking scale, it is on the bad side. This one is just as loud, but it has a different tone to it, and so it's not as bad. Let's see. Oh, and quick tip, if you do have the controller, one of the settings that people like to do is to set the sharpness and noise reduction level -2, and then you get a better picture quality. But definitely that's something that you can experiment with. All right, so we talked about all of those things, size and all that, how it fits into the bag. So I do want to show you this case that I got for the Neo. And it's actually a pretty nice case. And what's extra nice about it is when I'm using the Neo, then I don't think I'm going to carry this with me because I don't need to charge. Although if you do have this and then you have the USB-C to USB-C cable, you can actually use this to also charge like your phone and stuff. So in case of an emergency, that might be good. But this case has dedicated, it's custom molded, so you can put your 2 spare batteries in there, and then your Neo is molded case right in there, and is perfect. And it's the perfect size. So for all of these things, check out my description in my video, and I will have links to all of these things that you can get. And in future videos, I will be showing you other little accessories and little things that I got for the Neo. But back to the Flip. All right, so we talked about all of this stuff. We talked about the size difference. What is another difference? Oh, let me get crashing. Crashing, take a look and you tell me, which one do you think can survive more crashes, right? I mean, obviously, you don't want to be crashing them, but when it's more for newbies or beginners or stuff like that, this guy, look how much durable and thicker his plastic is. So he can handle a lot of crashes. Many people have commented about how durable he is. He is very crash worthy. And this guy, what I worry about is definitely how exposed his camera is. I mean, with the propellers out, then it's not that bad. But this camera is so delicate and wiggly, and he's like right there exposed versus him that his whole body is protecting the camera. So there is that. And then look at the propeller guards. They are so thin. And look at the propeller guards there. So, I mean, these things are just like very, very thin, right? So there is that. Don't crash, be a little more careful with this one. And there's probably aftermarket things that we can get to help protect him a little bit. But, all right, so super easy to fold and unfold. Ta-da! And when he is folded up, we saw the size difference. Much thicker. All right, let's see. How much time do I? Oh, I'm about out of time. All right, so then the only other thing I talked about, everything else. The only thing is, let me see. Let me see if I do have a battery that will work. Woo! Woo! He turned on! He turned on! He turned on! Okay. Let's see. I'd like to be able to at least, this battery's not fully charged yet, but I did try to charge a little bit. You'll see he now has a blinky light in his screen, but it's saying he has low battery. But I want to see if I can at least turn him on so we can get, so you can hear the sound that he makes versus this one. And then I'll do another video once the batteries are fully charged of them flying together. It's like Big Brother. So, all right, so how do I do this? Let me see. So it says I got two dots of battery right now. I'm going to...
DJI Fly app, 激活飞机. Connect to DJI Fly to activate aircraft.
Oh, good. She spoke in Chinese first, which luckily I can understand, but then I was like, really? But then she did speak in English after.
请先连接 DJI Fly app, 激活飞机. Connect to DJI Fly to activate aircraft.
Oh, I have to activate him first. Oh, all right. So, all right, all of that will be in the next video then. I'll charge up the battery fully like I'm supposed to, but, let's see. Oh, to turn him off, then if you just, okay.
Connect to DJI Fly to
I
activate
heard
aircraft.
you. I heard you. He's supposed to turn off by himself once I fold him. Why? Maybe his functionality is not going to be there until I activate him. So let me push the power button here, and then I manually turned him off. Oh, his little camera was going earlier. But now he's off. Okay, So there you go. Thanks for joining me today. If I messed up on any of the technical details, please feel free to correct me. You guys have been so great about correcting me in a very kind manner, and I appreciate it because you know me, I don't know anything, and I'm really bad about remembering technical details and being on. I try, but I can only do what I can do. So, but I really appreciate you guys stepping in and helping me out and getting the right information out to people. So. Thank you. I so appreciate you all. If there are any, please leave comments, questions, thoughts in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And please consider joining my channel as a member. I have a lot more videos planned out. I have little accessories for these guys, for this guy, and then the next thing I do is charging up this battery and getting him to fly, and we'll compare the flying, although it's all about the same. They can do the same functionalities, except that this guy can't do the FPV goggles, and this guy has a much better camera, and he's just stronger and better, and low light capabilities that this guy doesn't have, and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll have future videos about that and everything. But thank you for joining me today. I squirreled again. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.